Yeah, this is Clayton from Mountaineer, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Hello.
Hey, Clayton's here.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Sorry we're late. Chris fucked everything up, so it's his fault.
Hey, no worries.
Anyway, I'm Bruce. That's my partner, Chris, the guy who's late, as usual.
Nice to meet you, man. Sorry,
Yeah, likewise.
Sorry, I got stuck in the traffic between the kitchen and the living room.
Yeah, you don't have too many excuses these days, right?
Yeah.
No.
Why are you late?
Yeah.
Well, I was between beers. I don't know.
Yeah, he got pulled over drinking and driving between the kitchen and the living room. How you doing, man? You guys doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing all right out here, man. It's been on lockdown for a while, but it sounds like things are, well, they've extended the shelter in place in California, but construction is open back up, so some people are getting back to work.
Gotta keep those people off the fucking beaches out there, though.
Yeah, that's Southern California. That's different, man. I'm from Northern California.
Gotcha.
Southern California, yeah, it's a whole. That's a different world over there.
It looks like it.
So, for those not familiar with Mountaineer, and I do this with many of the bands that we talk to, can you give us a 2-room boardroom pitch?
A 2-room boardroom, not a
2-room. Oh my God! You can tell I've been doing this too long today.
He's been drinking rum since 9.
Can you give us a 2-sentence boardroom pitch about Mountaineer? Sorry.
2 sentences. Jeez, I don't know. Yeah, I guess Mountaineer is a band from California. That's, geez, I'm not a good sales guy. Yeah, I don't know. This is our Bloodletting is the album that's coming out that we're promoting right now, and it's the 3rd album that we've done, released by Life Force Records from Germany, and we think it's pretty good. So maybe you want to check it out.
Awesome. I'll take that. I'm looking at your Facebook page and I've done a little bit of research. Sludgy, kind of doomy, but not really defined by both of those exclusively, right? There's some more poppy elements in it as well.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's, I think it's heavy. I think this new record's heavier than some of the stuff we've done in the past. It's kind of leaned more towards like post-rock, post-metal, but like, it's heavy, but there's a lot of like emotional, like pretty kind of feely stuff.
Right. What's it like trying to put a record out in the middle of all this chaos? Obviously it's different from the last 3, right? The whole process.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's kind of, we're learning as we go along. Initially, the album was slated for the release and with distributors and all that, there wasn't really any backing out or postponing it. So, our cards were all in. And, initially I figured that people are just sitting at home, sitting on their hands, and that more people would have time to check out new music, and writers and reviewers might have more time to listen to things that they might not have otherwise. Which may be the case. It's a little hard to know the metrics right now, but on the other hand, you can't play live. So we had a tour planned for July that we had, postponed, and I don't know if I think record sales are down because people are they're buying, flour and toilet paper and shit. And
they're not buying flour; they're buying toilet paper.
Right.
It's so weird what you can and can't get these days. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll have to see how it shapes out and make the best of it.
I saw a riot in Costco the other day. I went in and they had 1 pallet of Clorox wipes, and it was like the worst metal mosh pit I've ever been in. I was just like, man, these people are going nuts. No one's social distancing here.
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude. When it comes down to this, it's a roll of toilet paper. All humanity has gone away.
Well, I'm not wiping my ass with Clorox wipes. I'll tell you what. Unless you're into bleaching your asshole, if you're into that kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Or injecting bleach.
Oh, God.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it not political. I should not have gone there. Yeah. Hey, I saw most people using corn cobs to wipe their asses.
Oh, my God.
I'm not sure about that.
Clayton, have you listened to this podcast before?
Yeah, I did, man. I did a little bit of homework.
And you agreed to do it still. That's great.
I was hoping we'd talk about food more than music, but I don't know. Judging from the podcast, it seems like it's more music-centric than...
we do both.
Sometimes we talk about neither. I got a question for you.
Oh, God.
Hold on. So if a number 2 pencil... Hold on, let me get this totally correct. Just give me a second. We're gonna totally fuck them up.
A metal podcast about pencils?
Yeah, let's talk about food first, right? Is cereal a soup?
No.
Why?
Because soup is hot. And cereal is cold.
But see, your theory goes right out the window because what about gazpacho or borscht?
Okay, yeah. Or ceviche. Is ceviche soup?
See? I would say so. So that's one for the host then, right? Ding, 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 ding. Hey, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Not if it's in a hot dog bun, but if it's on bread.
Well, what's the difference? A little piece that holds the 2 buns together?
Would you call that the hymen of the hot dog bun?
That's a hymen of the hot dog bun?
I don't know.
I'm going to go no. I just don't think so. Yeah.
All right, so here's my original question. Since we're not talking about music or food or anything.
We should be talking about fucking music.
Should be. If a number 2 pencil is the most popular pencil in the world, why is it still number 2?
Hold on, let me Google it.
That's cheap.
The rule number 1, no dead air. Oh, wait.
No dead
this is a podcast, so we can edit it out. Shit.
And it's a podcast about absolutely nothing, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right, one more ridiculous one. Usually I get to these at the end, but we're going to front load this one. Why are there no B batteries?
B batteries?
Yeah, B as in boy. Why are there no B batteries? Why can't I go to the grocery store and say I need B batteries for my flashlight?
That is weird, huh? They skipped right over B.
I mean, but we got like AA, AAA, single A, but no B, and then we go straight to C and D.
Yeah. Why not E?
I don't know.
I haven't invented E yet.
Oh my God.
This is getting
I'm
deep.
going to find the person that's inventing the E battery and I'm investing.
There you go. Yeah. You should trademark it.
Yeah. I have a feeling there's somewhere in the Bay Area. You got any hookups?
Yeah, let me call up Mark Zuckerberg and see what he has to say.
I don't think anyone's going to find him. He's feeling sorry for himself in quarantine in his fucking $1 billion mansion.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
We're lucky Chris doesn't live there. He'd have been really late getting to the podcast. The kitchen to the den would have been a mile. Hey.
Okay.
So let's go back to Mountaineer. That's kind of a novel idea.
That's why we're here. It's kind of interesting.
That's why we're here. So what is your writing process like? Are you guys all writing together? Like, well, not now, but usually in a room together, like bouncing things off the old-fashioned way? Or are you mostly electronic and taking advantage of that kind of stuff?
Well, for the first 2 records, it was mainly myself and our singer writing, and I demo at home. I've got a recording set up in like my spare room, so that's how we did the first couple of records, and then we had friends fill in on drums and other instruments and stuff. But it was mainly me doing like all the guitars and bass. And but for this new record, probably about 1.5 years ago, we were like, shit, man, because it's not sustainable to do that for like playing live, for playing shows. So we met and kind of rounded out our lineup, and we got lucky. We got some good writers in the band now. A guy named Isaac, guitar player, and a guy named Forrest. So now we're up to 3 guitars. We're a 6-piece band, and the new record was written probably half of it was written the way I usually do, which is kind of just demoing it out at home, and then the other half of the record was demoed out by Isaac, and then the songs were kind of loosely structured, but then we got into a room and hammered it out as a group. So it was definitely a lot more of a collaborative effort this time around.
Are you guys, when you're writing, are you writing for fans like a takeaway? Is there a message or something you want fans to walk away from after listening to a Mountaineer record, or something to think about?
Yeah. Each record has had kind of just like a loose overarching theme that's usually decided on before we start writing. For Bloodletting, it was kind of like it's real, like it's not a concept like an A to B story type of thing, but just more a general, this is the sentiment that we want to write towards. So for Bloodletting, it was like, I don't know, man, it's weird. Facebook is fucking weird. It's strange to me that like people that you haven't seen in 20 years can just pop up in your messenger, and like that's what happened. I don't know. I got some people that when I was in my early 20s, I had like some bad times and bad experiences, and I just had people kind of showing back up into my life and like wanting to pick back up where things had left off, and I'm a totally different person now. I don't relate to who I was then, and I certainly don't really have any desire to rekindle any weird old relationships or friendships and stuff like that. So to me, that was the impetus for the fact that it's okay to say, hey, I don't need this, and kind of it's okay to reinvent yourself, and that was that's kind of how it started, and then from there, I think everyone kind of brought their own version of that sentiment, and so that's kind of the general, like all the lyrics, and musically, we write, this album, all the albums really, we've written to be sort of like a movie soundtrack. So it's got to have flow. The music has to flow like song, but from song to song, the whole album just has to have a good like cinematic flow to it, and so that's how we wrote it. That was sort of the direction that we took with this one.
Do you guys write a lot of songs and then have to filter it down to the ones that make the record, or do you just write enough for the record?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that gets kind of shelved, or just like, nah, that doesn't fit, or that's not right for this. So there is some filtering going on for sure.
Okay, Chris.
I actually was really enthralled with that. What you were just talking about there, about people showing up on Facebook like from 20 years ago, and they're like, hey, remember that time? And you're like, I really don't want to remember that time.
Exactly.
Like
it's invasive.
Yeah. It's like, I've forgotten about that on purpose, and now you're bringing it back up again. It's like,
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I grew up in like a super redneck part of Canada. And then when I moved to Vancouver, I kind of left that all behind, and it was really good. And then people just show up all the time, and they want you to kind of relive those things. And you're like, well, I don't really want to remember that. It's fucked up. So that's a cool thing to write about, because I think that's something that a lot of people probably relate to in a big way.
Yeah, I would think so, man. Yeah. And again, the album isn't about Facebook or social media.
A whole record about
it's definitely like that was kind of like the spark that sort of set the idea on fire. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing, man.
It is, and you're making me think, which is a good thing. Do you kind of intend that with your music as well, where you try to start making people think about things, or do you want people to just kind of interpret more?
I mean, I love the idea that, I mean, some of my favorite, like, quote, concept records, like Maiden records, like Power Slave, for instance, like that. Like, I love it that it's a concept but it's kind of, it's open to interpretation. You can, I remember being a kid and like reading through the lyrics and looking at the album artwork and everything, and kind of, it isn't explicitly told to you what you need to think, but you kind of, you make your own sort of meaning for it yourself. And I love that. And I think that's like, if you can get people to do that, then you've done something really special. So I'm not comparing Mountaineer to Iron Maiden or anything like that.
No, but I get it. I understand that totally.
Yeah. And Power Slave was a classic record.
Yeah.
But not my favorite though. I love the one before that.
Peace of Mind.
Peace of Mind. That was my favorite.
I think those two records are probably the best Maiden records.
Yeah. And we're probably insulting three of our fans, or all three of our fans, because everybody loves the ones later. I'm trying to think of the
Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Yeah, that. And those are good, but I love the Power Slaves and the one before that, Peace of Mind.
Give me Aces High, and I'll rock all fucking day.
I like to tame a land from Peace of Mind. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they did no wrong from... I wasn't a fan of Killers and the first two records with Paul Di'Anno and vocals. Right. It was a little... I just got it... I think that was a little before my time, but when I got into them, yeah, I mean, the Bruce Dickinson records, like, pretty much all bangers up until... And I love Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, but after that, like Fear of the Dark and shit, was a little beyond.
I mean, they're still good, and I won't turn them off. But I mean, to me, like Chris said, Classic Maiden is probably, those two records are probably my favorites.
Yeah,
I mean, if Steve Harris is playing bass, life is pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those guys are amazing.
Yeah. Anyways.
Unbelievable.
How do we keep getting sidetracked, Bruce? Fuck. Stay on topic.
But listen, so if you're at a movie theater, how do you know which armrest is yours?
It's the one on the left.
You can't elaborate why? No, you just know that. Common knowledge?
I Googled it really fast. And, I'm left-handed, so that it makes sense.
So
the left one has got to be.
I think left-handed is a sign of genius, by the way.
You do? Okay.
I do.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, take it. Take it all you can.
Are you guys do you plan on doing any live streams for your fans?
We haven't even talked about that. God, I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea. Some of us are semi-tech savvy. They pull something like that off. I don't know if people really want to see our fucking mugs, but I don't know. We've got more stuff in the pipeline. We've got actually a bunch of content for this record the last couple records we did, like, we had a video made per record, and never like one with the band in it. It's usually just like the videos have been kind of abstract and artsy, but we actually got two videos. Like, one is the actual like performance video where we're like faking like we're playing, and then we've got kind of some I think there's like 4 videos. And then our singer put together like a making of documentary. We had like GoPro footage from the recording sessions. And then like he went around and interviewed all the guys and collaborators on the record and put this really amazing, actually like 13-minute little mini documentary thing. So that, I think that's going to come out like in a press release next week. We've got another video to be released. So we've got content coming out for the record, which I feel good about. Like, we're trying to do as much as we can for this one. But I don't know, like, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around the live stream thing yet.
Yeah, we just interviewed a black metal band, and like, I was thinking to myself, how would they do like a live stream? And I was like, acoustic guitar with black metal vocals. I was like, how does that work? So I'm curious, because you know, like my freaking news feed is filled with DJs hooking up their turntables to, you know, and I'm just like, I don't want to see this. Like, I could just I can just go to Spotify or YouTube or whatever and listen to music. I don't need someone to spin it for me on YouTube, on Facebook or whatever. But, you know, there's a lot of bands that are doing like special performances of whatever, you know? So I'm just wondering, because everyone's, like you said, everyone's kind of going through this process and learning as it happens. And I'm just wondering what your thoughts are. Like, how are you going to kind of try to get over this hump of having to stay at home and not tour?
Yeah, man, it's weird. You know, we haven't historically been very much of a touring band. My previous bands were pretty heavy into touring, and so I'm not a stranger to it. But it's fucking. You know, I hate to sound like this because with the way the world is, this is really inconsequential. But you know, the whole point of like filling out our lineup and getting a 6-piece so that we can actually play, because the music, I don't know if you've listened to it, but there's a lot of layers of guitar. So to create, just to give it a good, I don't know, to be able to pull it off live, like we had to really go through a bunch of trial and error, getting the right people in. And it took a long time to flesh it out and get a set list and get tight. And we were like, you know, we actually put in the effort to book a tour, and then all of a sudden this happens. So it's kind of like, it's disappointing, but I don't know, maybe you're right. I hadn't thought about the whole, like, let's do a live stream thing or whatever. Maybe it's worth looking into. But fortunately, this isn't like any of our jobs. You know what I mean? Like, this is, you know, this isn't by any means like our source of income or something like that. So,
in a way, that's kind of cool too, because you can write music to write music instead of having to kind of be a slave to the grind, you know?
Yeah. You know, as much as it'd be fun to, I think would be fun to like play music for a living, man, you really have all your eggs in one basket. And if that basket, it's a fragile basket, I think.
Hell yeah.
The stress level on being like, quote unquote, like professional musician seems kind of ridiculous. I think I like the fact that, we can write and record albums that mean something to us and not have to worry about the monetizing of it and all that. And, so
cool. Bruce, you got anything else?
I don't. I think that was a pretty insightful conversation, and it's a shame you're having to release this record during all this stuff, but I hope it all goes well, and hopefully we'll catch you on the road somewhere.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys, for taking the time and showing interest. I appreciate it.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.